everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Curtis here, also known as the Unboxed Fox. So in this video I will be showing off my entire Blu-ray collection. In my previous video I showed off my entire 4K collection, and then in my next video I will be showing off my entire DVD collection. So I'll try not to spend too much time, like I said in my last video, going through all of these, as the video will be really long anyway. So I will just get straight into it and start showing them off. So first up we have 1917. I remember getting this really cheap about a week after this coming out. I think I got this for like £3 in a charity shop, which I was really happy about and thought it was an absolute steal. I remember really liking this and liking the whole fact that it's been edited to look like complete one shot, which I thought was a really cool idea. And I can't really remember a lot about this. I think I need to rewatch it soon, but I do remember really liking it. Then we have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I just think that's a really cool idea. I don't know if it was originally like a comic or something. If you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is a really fun movie. American Ultra. I haven't actually watched this copy of it. I went to the cinema and watched it. I remember really liking it, but I just haven't watched it since. I do need to give it a rewatch. I remember it being really good, and remembering that Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart being really good in this. Then we have Amusement, which is a very strange film. Wouldn't recommend if you don't like clowns, as you can tell by the front cover. But yes, this is a really weird horror film, sort of in the vein of Saw almost, but it's all about amusement and amusing people. I still need to watch this. The only reason I picked it up is because it is a Monty Python sort of documentary slash mockumentary of the life of Graham Chapman. As you can see there, it says the untrue story of Monty Python's Graham Chapman, a liar's autobiography, and it's all different animation by different animators, all put together into one very strange, weird documentary. And then we have the entire collection of Nightmare on Elm Street on Blu-ray. These absolutely terrified me as a kid, but I absolutely love them now, and I think we desperately need a 4K release of these. Then we have As Above, So Below, which is a horror film set in the catacombs of France. If you like your weird sort of satanic horror films, then this is highly recommended. Then we have the special edition collection of the Austin Powers films, which I absolutely love, and absolutely loved watching as a kid. And I'm also a big James Bond fan, so when this takes the mick out of James Bond, I just think it's brilliant. Then we have my favourite trilogy of all time, the Back to the Future trilogy. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything. If you know this trilogy, then you know how amazing it is. Next up, we have Bank Job with Jason Statham. This is a really good true story film about a bank job. But yeah, really good, highly recommend. Then we have all of the original Batman anthology films, going from Batman right up to Batman and Robin. Then we have the Batman Animated Series Deluxe Edition. I absolutely love this series, and I need to finish it off so that I can move on to the next one here, which is the Batman Beyond complete series, which I watched a few episodes of when I was younger, but never really got around to watching the entirety of it. So I'm looking forward to get around to that at some point. Then we have what I would say is the best Disney live action remakes, because it's literally just the exact same but live action, and I actually really enjoyed this. Say what you will, but yeah, in my opinion, this was really good. Then we have Beetlejuice again, but on Blu-ray. Then we have Black Sails, the complete collection. As I've said previously on my other videos, I am a big pirate fan, and I always wanted to be a pirate when I was younger. So, but yeah, this is really good. This is almost like a prequel to Treasure Island, and it's really good, and I highly recommend. Then we have Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer, if I'm pronouncing that right. This is really good, comedy action film, where Rutger Hauer's character is blind, and he is a master swordsman, and it's really good. And then we have Bohemian Rhapsody. I really enjoyed this. Thought it was a great film. Then we have Bunny and the Ball from the director of The Mighty Boosh. And yes, it does have Julian Barrett, Richard Ayoade, and Noel Fielding right there. This is just really odd, but the art style and everything in it is just really cool. And we have another Tom Hanks film, one of the best, The Burbs. This needs to be talked about more. This is a really good movie. Then we have Burke and Hare, really good comedy about Burke and Hare, the people that stole the bodies and sold them for science in Scotland. And we have Bronson, which I have seen only once and can't really remember a lot of, so maybe a rewatch is needed. Bullet to the Head with Stallone. I think I've only ever seen this once as well. I picked this up, I think it was rather cheap, and thought, oh, a cool action film with Stallone. I remember liking it. Central Intelligence. I really enjoyed this film. Didn't think it was going to be that great, but I did actually find it quite funny and enjoyed it. Then we have the Charlie's Angels double pack. I really enjoy these ones. I would probably say these are the best ones. The newer one with Kristen Stewart was okay, but in my eyes these are the best. Then we have the complete 7-movie collection of the Chucky films. I did want to pick up the 4K collection, as I think it looks incredible, but I was just disappointed that the first disc in that collection is just a standard Blu-ray, and that's what put me off getting it. Then we have the Child's Play remake, which is the one where Mark Hamill did the voice for Chucky. Next up is Clash at the Castle, WWE. I picked this up because I was actually at this event. Really good event, really enjoyed it, and wanted to pick this up. Do I have to say anything about this? This film's fantastic. The Crow. I did see the trailer for the new one, and I don't know if I'll be watching it or not. I probably will. I'll probably give it a go, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as good as this. Then we have The Dark Crystal, which I do want to get on 4K at some point. Then we have The Dark Knight trilogy in this really nice case, and it comes with a booklet, and the whole inside is really nice. Then we have Deadpool with this really nice slipcover. Then we have Deadpool 2, the supercut, with a really nice slipcover. Death Becomes Her, which I recently picked up, so I still haven't seen this yet. I do need to watch this. Then we have Death Race, which is a really cool film. I didn't watch any of the sequels as they looked really bad. Deep Blue Sea, in my opinion, probably the best shark film ever made. I would probably say it's better than Jaws. I know a lot of people are going to slam me for that, but I do honestly think this is the best shark movie. I mean, Jaws is great. I do love Jaws, and I do have that, but yeah. Devil, which I think I've only seen once, about a load of people that are in an elevator with the devil. Donkey Punch. strange, weird film that I think I only ever saw once and haven't gone back to. Dorian Gray. Then we have Drive, which is I would say is a majorly underrated movie. The people that have seen it love it, but the people that haven't seen it need to see it, in my opinion. It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino film where it does start off slow, but if you're going to watch this, I would say stick with the slow bit, and the end makes up for it like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's just nuts, and I absolutely love it. Then we have Dunkirk. I didn't actually think this was a great film. I was expecting this to be a lot better, but I picked this up because I actually am in it. Only for about 10 seconds. I was an extra down in Weymouth, walking up and down at the early hours of the morning when they filmed, and they left the Sea Life Tower in the film, but I had great fun doing it, and I picked up the Blu-ray just as a reminder. I mean, not that I would forget doing that if I didn't have the Blu-ray, but I wanted to pick that up. Then we have the Evil Dead trilogy. In my opinion, Army of Darkness is probably one of the best ones. Then we have the Evil Dead remake, which I absolutely loved. I would have liked to have maybe seen a serious version of Evil Dead 2 in this style. Then we have The Exorcist. I bought this because people kept saying, you haven't seen The Exorcist, you really need to see it. And I was highly disappointed and actually thought it was rather boring and awful, and didn't understand why they call it the scariest movie of all time, but that's just my opinion. And then we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald on 3D Blu-ray. And we have the extended cut in there. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Then we have John Carpenter's The Fog. This is for nostalgia purposes. My granddad showed me this when I was I'd probably say about 7 or 8 years old, and it terrified me, but watching it back now, I just think it looks ridiculous, really, because of how old it is, but I still do enjoy it. Fury, which I think is a really good movie. I think that also deserves a rewatch soon. G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Then we have G.I. Joe, Retaliation. They weren't that great, but they are a bit of fun. Then we have the 25th anniversary edition of The Goonies, which I did do a video on my channel of, showing off all the stuff that's inside. Then we have the Ghostbusters double pack. Ghostbusters Afterlife. And you're probably looking at the next one thinking, why did you pick that up? But as a collector, I have to have all of the series. I know this isn't part of the actual Ghostbusters original series, but I had to pick it up as I am a Ghostbusters fan. It was an okay movie, but it's not great. One of the greatest films ever made, The Great Escape. I rewatched this recently and thought, I just think it's great. The Green Hornet, I watched it as a kid and really enjoyed it, but after rewatching it, it's not that great, but I did have fun with it. Then we have The Grinch. I watch this pretty much every Christmas. Then we go back over here. We have Halloween. I really enjoyed these ones, especially Halloween Kills. It's up there with one of my favourite Halloween films. I thought this was absolutely brilliant. This was a disappointment. I still enjoyed it, but yeah, we won't talk about that. Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about this film, but I actually really enjoy this film. I think it's a lot of fun. Happy Death Day, really cool film. Sort of like Scream meets Groundhog Day. Hardcore Henry, which is set in like POV mode. The point of view is of Henry, and it's just a wacky, zany action film. The Hateful Eight, which is probably one of my absolute favourite Quentin Tarantino films. I love this film. Hercules, 3D. I actually quite enjoyed this film. It's a bit of fun. It's not fantastic, but there we go. Recently picked this up, The Holy Mountain. Strangest, wackiest, zaniest, nuts film I've ever seen in my life. Highly recommend if you like that sort of thing. Home Alone, double pack. I watch these pretty much every Christmas as well. Love these films. Anything after any Home Alone film after this can go and do a nosedive into a bin, in my opinion. These are the best Home Alone films ever made. Hook. I love this film. Me and my friend absolutely love this film, but we recently found out that this is rated one of the worst films ever made, which I think is absolutely insane. This is a fantastic film. Horns. I really enjoyed this film, and I thought Daniel Radcliffe was amazing in it. And it does also irritate me when it's like, oh, Harry Potter's in a different film. Yeah. It's like, no, he's absolutely fantastic in this film. I think it's brilliant. Then we have Hot Tub Time Machine. I do think this is really good. It does make me laugh every time I watch it. I think it's a really cool movie, and this was probably one of the first Blu-rays I ever picked up. Then we have the Complete Adventures of Indiana Jones in this really nice shiny set. Then we have Insidious, which absolutely terrifies me. I don't know why I have it. No, it is a really good horror film, but yeah, it does freak the hell out of me. Then I have Insidious Chapter 2. I haven't kept up with this collection. Maybe I need to get the other ones at some point and watch them through. But because the first one absolutely creeps me out, I kind of stepped back. Then we have The Interview, which isn't a great movie. I remember laughing at it when it first came out, but it's not really a rewatchable film once you've seen it once. Stephen King's It with Tim Curry, the original TV miniseries that they cut into a film. I absolutely love this. I think it's fantastic. Then we have Chapter 1 of the remake, which I think is possibly better than the Tim Curry one, in my opinion. Chapter 2 of the remake, which I also think is fantastic. I love how they split it into their kids in the first one and then adults in the second one. And then we have the complete James Bond collection on Blu-ray. I love the James Bond films. There is a few in that collection that I can't stand, but there's always going to be one Bond that you don't like, and mine happens to be George Lazenby. I really didn't like that movie. Then we have Jaws, in my opinion, the second best shark film ever made. And then we get on to the sort of gammy Jaws films where they start getting a bit ridiculous and why did they make more? But I have all of them because I do love sharks. I love great whites and shark films. Then we have Jennifer's Body, which I really enjoy. I think it's just a really cool film. One of my absolute favourite Christmas films, Jingle All the Way. Just Arnie punching a reindeer is just absolutely fantastic. Then we have Jonah Hex, because I do like a good cowboy, and I love my comic films, so I actually did enjoy this. I know a lot of people hate it. Then we have the steelbook there of Jumanji. Fantastic, and in my opinion, the only Jumanji film that ever needs to be watched. The others aren't that great. Then we have Jurassic Park, which came out the year I was born, and it is just fantastic. And then we have The Lost World, which is also brilliant. Jurassic Park 3, which isn't great, but I still enjoy it. Jurassic World, I did really enjoy Jurassic World. I thought it was really good. Then it started getting a bit meh. Fallen Kingdom was still pretty good, but it started getting worse. And then we have probably the worst Jurassic Park / Jurassic World film, Dominion. It was still good, and I still had a lot of fun with it because of the dinosaurs, but it just wasn't that great. Kick-Ass, absolutely fantastic. Kick-Ass 2 is also brilliant. Kill Bill, which I think is rather underrated Quentin Tarantino film, along with Kill Bill Volume 2. Then we have, if I can get it out, Kingsman, Secret Service. I absolutely love this film. I think it's really great, and I think we need a third installment, not a prequel. I didn't think the prequel was that good, but yes, I really enjoy this film. I will slot that up there so I can get the rest out. Then we have Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Absolutely love this as well. I just think they're brilliant movies. Knives Out, I thought was really good. I did recently, I did watch Glass Onion when it came out, and I didn't think it was as good as this, and I sort of sussed it halfway through, but this was really good. The Knowing, I actually really enjoy this film. It's a Nicolas Cage film, and I know a lot of people think that Nicolas Cage is rubbish, but I thought this was an actually really good film. The Lego Movie, as I am a Lego fan, had to pick it up. Everything is awesome. Lego Movie 2, which I still haven't watched yet. The Lego Batman movie, which I thought was brilliant, and yes, it is ridiculously fun. Some of my absolute favourite action films ever made, the Lethal Weapon films. Fourth one, not that great, but the first three are really good. The Lone Ranger, yet again, I picked this up because I do love a good cowboy film. I didn't think this was that great. I was kind of hoping that it would be like a cowboy version of Pirates of the Caribbean, and it just didn't hit the mark. Absolute classic. Little Shop of Horrors, love this film. Feed Me Seymour. Lucy, I love this film. I think it's really cool. Machete by Robert Rodriguez. I think this is absolutely brilliant, especially growing up watching Spy Kids when I was younger, and then we get their Uncle Machete in a 18 blowing up people and cutting them in half and all sorts. I love it. Then we have the sequel, Machete Kills. I think they need to make Machete Kills in space as soon as possible. I think Robert Rodriguez is, I think he's talked about it and wants to do it, similar to Alita Battle Angel, but it's just not coming out. The Mad Max films, the only reason I have these in my collection is because I bought these for my dad, and he doesn't really collect Blu-rays anymore or films anymore, so he gave this back to me. I'm not really a big fan of Mad Max, but I thought I would keep it because it's quite a nice set. Mars Attacks, I really like this film. This is another Tim Burton film that's not really talked about, but yeah, I really enjoy this film. Meet the Spartans, the only reason I picked this up is because it was a spoof movie, and when I was younger I loved all the spoof movies. I loved the scary movie films, but this is pretty dreadful after a rewatch now that I'm older, but when I was a kid I thought it was funny. Then we have The Meg, yet again because I like shark movies. This wasn't that great. I haven't seen the second one. I did have fun with this, but yeah, it's not fantastic. Then we have the great Men in Black trilogy. I think these are brilliant as well. Then we have Misfits Series 1, Misfits Series 2, Misfits Series 3, Misfits Series 4, and Misfits Series 5. I really enjoyed it. I think it was, if you've seen this, you'll know that when he left, it did get a bit poor, but I still enjoyed it, and I still need to finish it off. I think I got up to Series 4, so I need to finish Series 4 and watch Series 5. Mortal Kombat, I actually really enjoyed this movie, and I am looking forward to the sequel if it does come out. Not a lot of people like this, but I do have a lot of fun with this, and it does make me chuckle. And Mrs. Brown's Boy Series 1, and then we have Mrs. Brown's Boy Series 2. A Robin Williams, fantastic, absolute classic film. Mrs. Doubtfire, love this movie. Just Robin Williams at his best. Then we have the Mummy trilogy. The first two being the best ones. The third one, which is the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, was pretty poor, but I had to pick it up. Then we have the bumper pack of the Muppets 6-movie collection, which contains Muppets Most Wanted, The Muppets Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, and Muppets Christmas Carol. Then we have Muppets in Space, which I still need to watch. Then we have Muppets Take Manhattan, which I still need to watch. Then we have Murder on the Orient Express, as I do love a good murder mystery. And I picked this up, and I remember this being really good. I did watch Death on the Nile when it came out, and didn't think it was that good. I still need to watch, I think it's A Haunting in Venice, which is the latest one. Then we have The New York Ripper, which I still haven't seen. If you saw my London video, I picked this up because I heard that it was the sickest movie ever made. And I wanted to see what all the fuss is about, so I still need to watch this at some point. Then we have Now You See Me, which I thought was a really cool film, and I think we are getting a third one soon, which I will definitely check out. Then we have Now You See Me 2. Then we have Nurse 3D. This was a very odd film, but I do like my horror films, and I remember this being half decent. Orphan, which I think is a really cool film, and I did like the twist. One of my all-time favourites as a kid, and this also needs to be talked about more. This is a classic in my opinion, and very, very underrated. Then we have The Perfect Storm. I think this desperately needs a 4K soon, so make it happen, whoever can make it happen. We have Peter Rabbit. I thought this was really good fun, and it did make me laugh, and I really enjoyed it. Then we have Peter Rabbit 2. Then we have The Pirates. Yeah, again, I like my pirates, and I absolutely love Aardman stop motion, so I had to pick that up. Then we have all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They kind of got worse as they went on, but I still do enjoy them, as I do love my pirates. Then we have the Piranha remake, which I think is a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun with. Then we have Piranha 3 Double D, which I still haven't watched, I don't think. I need to give that a watch at some point. The Polar Express, it's got to a point now that I really don't watch this at Christmas anymore. When this first came out, I watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it when I was younger, and yeah, it's got to a point now where I just look at the cover and I've instantly remember the entire film. So yeah. Then we have Poor Things, which I recently picked up. I really enjoyed this film and highly recommend. Prom Night, I think I bought this on a whim in a charity shop. I think it was about £1 in a charity shop, and I thought I'd give it a go. I I don't think it was great, but yeah. We have The Raven. Yeah, again, I think this was another one that I just picked up on a whim. I remember it being reasonably good. Then we have Ready Player One, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. It was just sort of my childhood in a film, and I hope there will be a Ready Player 2. I think there is talks that they are going to make it. Then we have Red, which I think is a lot of fun and I really enjoyed. Only recently found out that this is originally a DC comic. And Red 2, Repo, the Genetic Opera, which I did show off at the end of my London video recently. I need to do a rewatch of this. I haven't seen it in a really long time. Then we have the Resident Evil collection. I did enjoy these. I think it was the first, say, 2 or 3 that I really enjoyed, and then after that they got a little bit poor. I think the final chapter was really good, but Afterlife and Retribution weren't that great. Then we have Rings. I picked this up because I watched The Ring when I was younger, and I thought it was really good, and I just wanted to check this one out. This one sort of is kind of poor. It's when it goes all digital and the video leaks online, I think. Then I have the Yeovilton Air Show from 2016 because I actually went to this event. Then we have the RoboCop trilogy on Blu-ray. Love these films. Well, I say I love these films. I absolutely love the first one. Second one is okay. Third one was kind of awful, but it's RoboCop and I really enjoy it. Then we have the Saw collection, and I think these are brilliant. Anything after these ones is kind of poor, but I still will watch them. Speak of the Devil, Jigsaw. I picked this up on Blu-ray without seeing it at the cinema, and yeah, it was okay. Then we have School of Rock. This is brilliant. I love this. I've loved it since I first watched it at the cinema when I was really young, and just loved it ever since. And then, hands down, one of my absolute favourite TV series is Sherlock. I would say this is Mark Gatius's masterpiece. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I have the whole collection. I have Series 2, Series 3, the special, The Abominable Bride, and Series 4. And we have Silent Hill, which I think is a really good film. The sequel to this I didn't think was great, but this I thought was really good. Absolute childhood classic, Small Soldiers. Love this film. I think this was also just a cheap Blu-ray that I found. I still don't think I've ever watched it, and I haven't got the first one either. It's just stuck here in my collection. Then we have Spawn. This desperately needs a remake. I would love to see another Spawn film. I do really enjoy this. The CGI effects in this are horrendous, but it is an enjoyable watch. Then we have Spencer, and I thought Kristen Stewart was absolutely brilliant as Diana in this. Highly recommend if you're into that sort of thing. Absolute classic, Stand By Me. Need I say more? Then I have my Star Wars collection on Steelbook. So there's Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then if we go over here, we have Return of the Jedi. For a second there, I completely forgot it was called. How could I forget? Then we have the Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Then we have what I think is one of the best Star Wars films ever made, is Rogue One. Solo, A Star Wars Story. Then we have the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles films. Then I have the Terminator quadrilogy, Terminator Genesis, Dark Fate, which I still need to watch. Then we have the Toxic Avenger. Sorry, I'm not pulling all these all the way out. They're just a bit stiff in my case. There we have Transformers. Then we have Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. Although that's Dark of the Moon. That was... what is the second one called? Revenge of the Fallen. Then we have Age of Extinction. Then we have the Tron original classic. Then we have Tron Legacy. Then we have Uncharted, which I really enjoyed, and looking forward to a sequel if they do make it. Then we have a John Candy classic, Uncle Buck. Love this film. I do love a good John Hughes movie. Then we have Venom. Violent Night, which I will now watch every Christmas. I think this is brilliant. Watchmen, which I would like to pick up on 4K at some point. Warm Bodies. I do like my zombies and stuff, so I picked this up. It wasn't great, but it was kind of fun. This to me is an absolute classic. I love this. This is like a really, really good adaptation of The Witches by Roald Dahl. The remake with Anne Hathaway, in my opinion, was absolutely awful. This is the best one. Then we have the Wolverine, as he is my favourite of the X-Men. We have the Wurzel Gummidge sort of reboot remake. Then we have X. And then we have the prequel sequel, Pearl. Then the complete X-Men collection. Agent Carter. That's the second season, so that should really go there. Agent Carter, the first season. Then we go on to my Marvel films, and we have Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, Avengers Assemble, Iron Man 3, Thor, Dark World, The Winter Soldier, which is one of the best MCU films, along with Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home. I love this steelbook. As soon as I saw this, I had to pick it up, as I am a huge Spider-Man fan, and I thought this just looked awesome. Black Widow. This is where we start getting into the poor part of the MCU. Shang-Chi, Eternals, the worst Marvel film ever made. Spider-Man No Way Home. This is one of my absolute favourite MCU films. I think this is brilliant because it has all of the Spider-Man in it. Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels. Then we have the last of my Blu-rays, which are the VHS editions, which I have shown off on my channel if you want to go check that out. And we have Back to the Future. We have Clue there, which I think is a great film, and this, if you put it in, every time it has an alternate ending which rotates randomly. Ooh. And then last up, I know I already have it on Blu-ray, but I thought the VHS version was really cool, so I picked up Jurassic Park. So that was my entire Blu-ray collection. In my next video I will be showing off my entire DVD collection. So if you liked what you saw on this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see some more from my channel and see that upcoming video where I show off my entire DVD collection, or you want to go and watch my entire 4K collection, which I did in my previous video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell, and that will notify you when I have a new video pop up, and that will give you a notification. So yeah, that's all for me in this video, so bye for now.